Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the brand new BMW i5 Touring. Now, before we go and take this car for a drive, because that's what this video is all about, let's just remind ourselves about the new i5 Touring. But before that, if you want to see an in-depth look around the exterior and interior of the new i5 Touring, please use the link in the top of the screen to go and check out our full walk around video. But let's just remind ourselves of what this is. So this is the 40, the more entry-level version of the i5 Touring. You can get a high-powered M60 model with absolutely bucket loads of power and performance. In terms of the looks, it's exactly as you would expect. It's a BMW i5 with a touring rear end, which for me personally, I absolutely love a touring, so this is the one that I would go for. It's very stereotypical BMW. You've got all the design cues that you'd expect. So the kidney grills down here with the iconic glow around them. We've got the new design to the front lights. The rear lights are LED and wrap around the back of the car. You've got the swage line which runs the whole way along as well as the Hofmeister kink as well. There are some new door handles which sit flush to the car just to give it a little bit extra flair. But really, what we want to do today is go and take a look at how this thing drives. But before I go and do that, let's just really quickly recap the interior. That'll do, that'll do, that'll do. If you've watched any of my other videos on any i5, you'll know that I think this is where it really excels. This brand new interior is absolutely fantastic. You've got this new display directly in front of you, the big dual display with the latest BMW operating system. Of course, you get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay and all that stuff as well. But I just love the sort of new design. It's very new, but also very recognizable as BMW. If you've owned BMWs in the past, you'll know exactly where everything is and what everything does. All the controls now for the air conditioning and so on are all on the touchscreen. Takes some getting used to begin with, but it's so intuitive and so easy once you are used to it. I love the sort of step in the center console, carbon fiber in this particular car, really, really amazing. It's a fantastic example, this particular one. It's just a really lovely place to sit. The seats are wonderful. You've got this big, airy, panoramic sunroof directly above you. It is a fabulous place to sit. And again, if you want any more of a more detailed look of the i5 Touring or the i5, please use the link in the top of the screen to go and check out our full in-depth walk around video. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's now get this thing started and go for a spin. So here we are in the driver's seat of the brand new BMW i5 Touring. Now, if you want a bit more of an in-depth look at the exterior and interior design of this car, please use the link in the top of the screen to go and check out our full walk around of this car. Today is all about how it drives. And how it drives, in a word, is lovely. It's super, super quiet in here. Absolutely silent, really. That's one of the benefits of an electric car, is they're just so quiet on the road. And this i5 is just as quiet as the saloon. You've got all the added practicality of it being a touring. And the thing for me was to see if it still felt like the saloon, because I think the saloon is one of the very, very best driving EVs out there. And I'm happy to say that this thing drives pretty much exactly the same as the saloon. And I've spent a lot of time in the saloon, really learning it, learning how it drives, how it feels on a daily basis. And this feels the same. So let's just recap. Firstly, the steering. The steering has a real nice weight to it. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. It feels like going around town, you've got real confidence to place this car on the road, because it is a big car, don't get me wrong. There's no getting away from it. It's a big, long car. However, it's very easy to place. It doesn't feel quite as long as it actually is. The steering gives you real confidence to be able to know exactly where they are. You always know what the front wheels are doing. You've got a great view out the side mirrors and the rear view mirror, and it's just effortless. It's really easy to drive around town. But what about that electric side of it? Well, we've got around 350 miles range on the WLTP cycle. 0 to 62 is dealt with in around 6.1 seconds, and we've got around 340 horsepower. But I feel like the i5 isn't really built for that. It's not one of those cars that you get in and just want to absolutely hammer everywhere. It's more of just a comfortable, long distance cruiser to soothe you after a hard day at the office. It just feels like a more relaxed companion. It doesn't feel like it's wanting to be driven quickly. Of course, because it's an electric car and you've got all that power and all that torque instantly, it can. It takes off really, really well. It's got plenty of pickup. You can change as well how much regen brakes you want. Of course, all electric cars have the regen brakes, but if you go down to here, put the car into B, you can notice a noticeable step change in the regen. And now in B, it'll come to a complete halt just on regen brakes alone, which actually is very useful when you're stuck in traffic or you just want to sort of one pedal drive this car. It's very easy to do that in this. Some electric cars, it's quite difficult to actually judge how much braking and how much sort of lift off you need, but in the i5 Touring, it's very, very easy. Incredibly simple to use, and you really learn it really quite quickly. We've been driving this for about 5 minutes now, and you already know just how much you need to lift off to slow down and speed back up again. Super, super easy. As I've already talked about, I love the way this car looks as well. I think it really suits being a touring. It's very sort of BMW. I know that sounds quite easy to say, but sometimes electric cars can look very, very different. But this, you line it up against a 520i or a 530e, you wouldn't really know, unless you are really, really eagle-eyed, that this is the electric version. And I, for me, really, really like that. I want my electric car to still look and feel almost like an internal combustion engine car. And this really, really does. You've obviously got all of the design cues that we're used to, the kidney grills, the Hofmeister King, the swage line all over the place. It's just a very recognisable BMW, but just up to date, new design language, and this interior, I think, is just one of the highlights. It's a fabulous place to sit with all the carbon fibre in this particular car, the different stages to the dashboard, the inbuilt ambient lighting as well. It's just a really comfortable, beautiful, lovely place to sit. And I think it's a fantastic product. And if you want any more information on the brand new BMW i5 Touring, please get in contact with your nearest Sytner retailer. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come, because we have so many brand new products, so many amazing videos to come. So please subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.